In today's video, I'm going to give you actual behavioral interview questions asked by Universal in their interview process and teach you from a recruiter's perspective how to answer them. Let's go. Now, behavioral interview questions are incredibly popular, and if you're going to interview with a company nowadays, you can expect to encounter some of them. Now, typically, these are questions that start with, tell me about a time when, or can you give me an example of a time when? Basically, anything referencing a past event so you can walk them through how you handle it. It's because past behavior is a great example of how you will handle things in the future. Now, these are tough because you have to recall something, but then you also have to be able to deliver your answer in a way that makes sense, they can follow, and put you in the best light as a candidate. So the first thing we're going to cover today is a framework that you need to use in order to do that. That is the STAR technique. That stands for situation, task, action, result. I always tell people when it's applicable, throw an L on at the end of that for lesson to showcase what you learned that you could use moving forward. Now, with that framework out of the way, let's get into some of the examples and let's walk through how you can answer them. Now, the first question you're going to get asked in your Universal Studios interview is, tell me about a time you encountered an unhappy customer and how did you handle it? This is a classic customer service question, and it's really important you can navigate this in a way that's going to make you seem like a great candidate. At Universal Studios, you're going to be customer facing. You're going to deal with a lot of people, so it's essential that you nail this. Now, the first key here is that you have to calmly explain to them that this is something that happens all the time, and it's on you to handle the situation and turn it around for the customer. You can start with that because that's kind of the way that you view it, right? So you can tell them, well, this is something that I encountered all the time. And I have to say, as someone who has been in a customer facing role, it is your job to understand that, listen to it, not be offended by what they're telling you. It's not about you, it's about their experience, and then handle it. From that point, then you transition into your story using the STAR technique: situation, task, action, result. Walk them through what happened, what your role was, what the action you took was, and what was the outcome of everything you did. Now, you've got to use a story from your past, but ideally in the story, you went above and beyond. They were upset, you encountered them, and you didn't just follow the standard process and protocols, but instead you did something above and beyond that rectified the situation for them and made their day. And the last thing in closing is you want to make sure that they understand that you enjoy this opportunity. As someone who interacts with people and is going to be in an environment like this, you see it as your responsibility to fix their situation and turn their day around, and you really enjoy the opportunity to do this. Make sure they have that feeling when you answer this, and you'll absolutely crush this interview question. Now, the next question you're going to be asked is, can you tell us about a time you were able to effectively communicate with a teammate? Now, first things first, whenever you're asked an interview question, if you can, in the moment, it makes sense to wonder, well, why would they ask me this question? And I think it's clear here that they would ask you this question because teamwork is important to them, and you're going to be interacting with your teammates frequently, and they want to make sure that you're able to communicate because that makes for a cohesive team. Now, there's an opportunity in a question like this. In a question like this, it doesn't just have to be about you talking to somebody. That's the easy way to answer this. But instead, if you can find an example of your past about how you will communicate with someone, but you were communicating with them to help them, to teach a newer employee something, that is a great opportunity to not just answer their question, but also to showcase you being an amazing employee who was helping someone, who is a good teammate. Do not just answer this question. Use it as an opportunity to showcase yourself in the best light possible. Now remember, after this, use a STAR technique to walk them through the example of you helping someone, you helping a teammate, and effectively communicating with them so that they left your interaction with a firm understanding of exactly what it was that maybe they didn't understand previously. Hey, by the way, are you liking this video? If so, do me a favor, hit that like button. It is free, it tells YouTube I don't suck, and then also while you're at it, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. That way you never miss one of my 3 free weekly videos that are all designed to help you nail your next interview, land your dream job, and also navigate your career. This next question is a great one. It's giving me an example of a time where you had to make a decision quickly. This is very different from the first two, but it's another example of you need to use the STAR technique: situation, task, action, result. This also shows your ability to make decisions, walk them through how you make decisions, and showcase your decisiveness. All of these things are really important. Now, in this situation, you want to pull something from your past where maybe you had 2 different options, walk them through exactly what you did, so your thought process, so they understand how you process things, how you work through problems, and how you arrive at solutions, and then ultimately showcase your solution, which ended up being a good one. You don't want to walk them through a situation in which you made the wrong decision. That's not a good example. Also, a question like this is a great opportunity for on the back end for you to say, you know what I learned in this example is that when you come up with a situation like blank, it's really important to blank. Show them what you learned, because you're not just encountering things, you're not just making decisions, you're not just walking through your thought process, but you're becoming a more well-rounded employee by learning from the things you encounter. Now this video is done, but I want you to watch this video next. This video teaches you how to answer the most important interview question you're gonna get in your Universal Studios interview. And that's, why do you wanna work here? This is a competitive job, and you will not get that job if you cannot give them a compelling answer to this question. I am done here. But let's keep it going over there. I'll see you over there.